Warning, 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 warning. This is an emergency broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 256 we're at right now. And now here is getting close to 260.
Close.
We have nobody online, I suppose.
Not that I'm aware of. I did get one call in the government hour.
You're going to be beaten. Don't worry. I don't have to know
see.
what Chucky had, but that's another story.
Chuck had a number of calls, as he tends to do on Friday nights.
But he don't have his own thing, because he had that other business he had to take care of.
Yes, I think you're right about that.
Yeah, right about that.
Well,
It's
I did my own show tonight. I did my own show tonight, Uncle. But no, I'm not doing as many right now as I'm getting ready for Monday. But I did my own show tonight, though, to lead into yours. Yeah.
I thought you were doing that new show.
Oh, I am. That's the thing. I'm going to do both for a little bit, but not as much of the old show as I was, just for a little while until I get used to things, and then we'll figure it out. It could be the new show turns in to the old show. You know what I'm saying? So you got to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, although I was thinking of that way.
Yeah.
But,
anyhow, doesn't matter. It's not my show time. Now it's yours, and we'd love to get some calls.
I'm still working for your dollar, though, but, still finding one.
Oh, the dollar. That's right. We need to get that dollar and send it out.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I haven't found it.
We will. We'll get
That's
that.
all right.
Find it, though.
Well, we'll get it. We'll get it done eventually, unless we end up making another bet. Maybe you could go double or nothing with me.
Yeah. See what's playing. What sports playing? I gotta find that out. I gotta look at the sports line.
Up to you. I'll let you set the terms. We'll go ahead at it that way. But until then, 319-527-5016. Give Uncle a call. Join into his show, 319-527-5016, or you can reach out to me, Charles.Ochelli on Skype, and I will call you into the show if you ask me to through a message, Charles.Ochelli on Skype. If you're not on my list, just ask. I'll join you in and get on the Uncle show tonight. Be a part of it. There you go, Aaron.
Okay. Thank you, Chuck. Yeah, and we're live every Friday night on Ochelli.com. The Ochelli website is down. Ochelli.com is down at the moment. However, we are... Yeah, we're still doing the show. We're still live streaming. It's still on the live stream video channels, although it looks like we're having less activity there.
What is the chat room talking about?
Nothing.
I know.
Nothing as of
You
yet.
got to be kidding me. Where's the two caller? There's my two caller. Come on, two caller.
We
Get
don't
in
have
there.
Callers.
Two caller. My two caller.
He wants creative
You
accidents.
know what I'm talking about.
Creative accidents.
Yeah, he is. There he is.
Yeah.
Where is that guy? Let's go. Come on. Come on. Get on the phone.
Well, not even creative accents is in the chat tonight. I think what usually happens is people go to Ochelli.com and listen. They see that the show's up and running. And then if they want to watch the live stream video, they'll go to the YouTube or the Twitch channel, and they'll go there and they'll get in the chat there and on Ochelli. But since the Ochelli.com site is down, I'm not seeing the activity that we usually get there. So
maybe that's the reason.
Well, some people reach the Listen Live page somehow, and I don't know how because I can't get on it. But they got in there, and they're there. There's a couple of people there. But I can't even get into it myself. I'm on the Chatango page in the chat room there if you want to interact with me. But that's it. I got this limitation tonight. What can I do?
I couldn't get that to work
I think
either.
I know what's the story about this host thing. This
What's
whole
that?
operation.
How's it work?
It goes to him.
Chuck.
Chucky boy.
Yeah.
Because seeing as his is broke down, right? His is broke down. Ours is running. So with those people that usually you hear on his show, on his chat room, it's on his.
Yeah.
And since
it's starting to. I'm starting to think. I'm starting to understand it on his side.
Yeah.
On Chuck's side, I'm talking about. Not
Yeah.
your side.
Yeah.
Sorry,
The
Kate.
Ochelli radio network, the Ochelli.com
Yeah,
thing
that-
does help, clearly. Without a doubt.
I'm thinking that's where it's all coming from.
It does help.
Off of his to come to you say, oh, now you find out who's in the chat room. It goes to him.
Yeah. And I
I'm starting to see that.
I hadn't promoted on social media as much as I usually do. I do an Instagram post a day. I usually do, so people aren't showing up from that. I don't know how many people even show up from that typically. I don't know what. I just try to do different things. It's hard to know what even works on. Honestly, Uncle.
We have a new thing. We tried it out this past Saturday for you people. We've had these games going on.
We
Still
did.
got to practice on some of these things, but we had it this past Saturday. Played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 games.
We played some
4.
old Nintendo and Super Nintendo games.
Games.
Yeah.
We haven't got to your favorite one, Chuck, yet.
Well, it's okay.
I'm working up to
I
it.
watched you guys play Mario. I didn't get
yeah,
into
you
the
did.
other games, but I watched you guys play Mario myself. Just for the record, though, there are people that are tuned in via their phones and stuff like that don't go to my website. We do have people all across America and in France listening live that I can see on the stream, but the stream is separate from my website. See, this is why I did this, in case there was ever a problem. But the numbers are lower tonight because they went to my website, they see it down, they didn't go listen to the shows. But there's still people with their phones and stuff, and I think the one in France is on a phone. I see Washington, I see Texas, I see Michigan, I see California, I see, let's see, who else? This is, that's Arkansas, okay. Florida, let's see where else. Repeats here, Texas again, another part of Texas. So we do have people on there that are listening live. It's not like nobody's hearing us. It's just that if they went to my website to go check on things, they didn't come through because they can't get through. But if they turned on their phones and they got the radio apps, we're broadcasting long and strong. So, be aware of that. And, of course, people will catch the podcast later. But I've even got podcasts, Uncle, that I meant to put out and couldn't get them out. So enough of this. Let's go back into the video games. I enjoyed the Mario segment, by the way. So start there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I was playing when I was doing. I started number 1. Kept on playing at number 1. Of course, we had to have his kids in the middle of the process. I'm trying to learn something while these guys are trying to, no, change this, change that. I said to the kids, you have your game, I have my game on here to tell these people. I'm going back and forth at that.
I enjoyed when Aaron was Mario and you were Luigi, and you guys were taking turns on the game that used to come along with the NES system, Super Mario Brothers, right?
Right.
I was enjoying that, and the talk back and forth. How did you feel about being Luigi, Uncle?
I liked Luigi. I liked Luigi and that little guy. What was his little guy?
Well,
the white one. That little white one really moves.
That was Luigi.
I like that little white one. He even moved around up and down.
He's quick.
I mean, he moves quicker. The only things he couldn't do was a few things that I couldn't get him to do that I had to change.
Yeah.
But other than that, I liked him.
We had fun. Yeah. There's no shame in being Luigi.
No.
Luigi's a fine character.
I liked Luigi.
And yeah, of course, the whole thing is vintage gaming with Uncle. I'm introducing these games, which I'm very familiar with. I played them a lot when I was a kid. Uncle,
and listen to him, watching him. I mean, nobody going ding 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 dong, and then jump, spit, man, spit. He had to go where the spit was. We had the problem with the spit.
The fireballs. And Uncle kept going, you got to spit. I was enjoying it. I really was.
That's what I was doing. Trying to him, spit, will you? Spit, will you? Spit. What are you doing? Uh-oh.
Oh, we got a call.
Oh, we got a caller
have
on
a
the
call.
phone.
What do you know?
Who?
People are there, Uncle. We take calls every Friday night, but yeah.
All right, we got a caller. Who is this? Now, hold up here. And who this is and where you from?
You're on the air, caller.
Hello?
Oh, Jimmy James calling from Super Mario World.
Ooh.
Jimmy Jean. I knew you had to be in the conversation. Yeah, I knew you had to be listening last Saturday.
Did you check out the Vintage Gaming with Uncle segment?
I know he did.
Did you see that?
Don't have to say that. Right?
No, I missed when you guys played video games. It wasn't.
You missed it
like
on
it's
the
normal.
first Saturday of the action
Wasn't it?
play? What's wrong with you there, Jimmy J? Where were you, Jimmy
don't
J?
know.
Well,
That surprised
It's
me.
Well,
okay.
We
He can
might
go.
be doing another.
Well, the other thing is, Aaron, he can go to the Twitch channel and
Yeah.
watch the replay now, right? If he wants to,
Yep.
or after the show.
replay. We got
Right?
replays.
Yeah,
for him.
it's archived on Twitch. It's also on the YouTube in perpetuity. Twitch deletes it after 2 weeks.
Oh, they
But
do?
it's a good
Why
place
is
for
that?
a live show. But I also
Why did they switch it?
that's just kind of how they work things, at least for now.
Oh.
So, but it's on YouTube, it's on Twitch, and it's going to be on YouTube forever. So if you want to watch the whole video of it, of the entire broadcast, you can go back and watch it, see how
You
it
can
was.
watch that. That'll be on it.
And we're planning on doing
Part
another one
3 was
tomorrow.
always- Part
Oh.
3 is like my favorite video game of all time. Super
Oh, Mario Brothers 3. Yeah.
3.
That's a
What
good
was
one.
that one?
We didn't play that one. We played 1, 2, and then we skipped to Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo.
Well, might
but
start the 3.
we could do 3.
We still start the 3 and then go on to the other ones if you want.
We could
this
play 3
Saturday.
tomorrow. We have that at
Yeah.
the ready if we want to play it. Yeah.
I just want to let it
3
know.
one with the Flying Raccoon. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Flying Raccoon.
That's it.
Oh, he
It's a
gave me
raccoon.
some hints now. I haven't been on it yet.
Yeah. Mario
Yeah,
World has the
see that.
flying cape, which we use. But yeah, the raccoon was the original flying one. Yeah, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
It was? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I gotta look at it. I gotta look into these games. These games are actually fun.
We've got quite a few of them on our list. We have a lot. I've got a lot of the ROMs there, so we can play quite a few different ones.
Any plans on going to Mario 64 at some point, Aaron? Because I used to crack up at that game because if you didn't move Mario around for a little while, he would fall asleep. And then I guess if I was offended as an Italian, it would be funny because he falls asleep and all he does is snore and go, "Oh, meatballs. Oh, pizza." That's what he does while he's sleeping.
He does that?
Yes.
He does that. He
Oh
thinks
my
of food.
gosh.
That's easy to
I cracked
do.
up. It's all Italian
He thinks
food.
of food.
Yeah. But he's snoring. It's like he snores and then he goes, "Oh, pizza. Oh, mamma mia. Oh, meatballs."
Oh my God.
I swear, if you get it on the emulator, do that. See if he falls asleep and watch what happens. Just don't move him around for a little while. Don't touch him. And he'll fall asleep. He'll sit down. He'll start snoring. And that's what he'll do. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's too much.
I don't know about this.
It's crazy what they
Mario.
did with that character.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They take him and do that.
What do you think of that, Jimmy?
What do you think about it, Jimmy?
Oh, I remember that 64 one. I had a hard time maneuvering around in that one because it was more three-dimensional, which...
Yeah, you had all directions. You could go in all directions with that thing. So it was like a little different, that game. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, I want to see this evolution with Uncle where we go from the little flat, kind of 16-bit, right? Where it's like, they change the colors and call him Luigi, right? Which is hilarious. And all
But
that.
there's another thing I like about him, too, is you take something to make them speed. They move along.
Yeah.
Man.
The run button.
You
hold
gotta
down the
hold
run
down.
button. Yeah.
Is it the one button or
Yeah.
the star?
You had to hold.
No, it's a star.
Well, the star.
The star
yes,
has
the
something to
star
do with
too,
it, too.
yes.
And he's
the
going...
Yeah.
Don't forget the shrooms.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta have the shrooms in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh, yeah, them, too.
Very
Well,
good.
we're not we hitting them.
Oh yeah. A lot of mushroom.
Well,
eating.
those are the jumpers.
Oh,
we'll
we
make
have-
them stronger. Another
Sounds like we
phone
have
call. Hold
another
on, Jimmy.
call. Hang
Who
in
is this?
there.
This on this phone?
Caller.
Caller.
You're on the line. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm just here to say hello to Uncle and just see how things are going from there.
Ah, no, where's my whistler? There he is. He's back again.
He's back at it, Uncle.
Well, what's happening
Well,
with you?
Kid's nearby, but he's just waiting. I'm gonna go ahead and talk first because I was the former governor of Minnesota.
The Minnesota man.
Very good.
Well, did you hear about Saturday action? You heard about that? Mr. Minnesota?
Well, I know I'm not wrestling then, but I just wonder if Vince McMahon will be doing the commentary because he's nothing without the body, Ventura, or the mind, or the governor.
Oh, I don't know what he doing. I got to see what's back. Got to go back to the Monday night shows. See what's happening with him.
You talking about the wrestling?
He's talking about the wrestling.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I've been talking about the wrestling, and I picked the kid off the ground. He was bleeding. I said, "Kid, we ain't got time to bleed."
That sounds right.
Sounds about right. I think so.
Yeah.
The wrestling, the bleeding, the Jesse Ventura, the governoring. So much governing going
Well, I
on.
was also a rodeo clown. Don't forget about all that important.
A Navy SEAL. Navy
A
SEAL.
Mabel
I was
Seal?
a Navy SEAL. I was a pro wrestler. I was a biker. I even dressed up at Chuck E. Cheese at birthday parties. They went
man.
off with a bang when I filled the balloons with nanothermite.
Too bad your little guy didn't hear that.
Total annihilation for 4 blocks. I picked the kid off the ground. He was bleeding. I said, "Kid, we ain't got time to bleed."
I mean, I haven't
Or
heard.
steak and cheese.
There hasn't been enough talk about nanothermite in way too long. That's all I know for sure.
Termite.
Yeah. Have you heard of that, Uncle? Do you know what that is?
A termite not to touch. They're dangerous. Right?
Total annihilation.
Yeah.
Total annihilation.
Total annihilation is what he says.
You need a serious exterminator to get rid of that problem.
That's
Let me
what
tell
he's
ya.
trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Don't you understand what much of a tour is trying to talk to you about?
Yeah.
Sidekick, get with the program. You're not with the program.
Uncle,
here.
this
I
is
know what this man
this
talking
is
about.
important. Creative Accents is in the chat.
Oh no, where'd he come
He
from?
made it.
All right, get on that phone now. Oh, wait a minute. I want 2 more.
So he's saying, Uncle, what do you think about the Ghost
Hold on.
of Kiev pilot? I want to see Top Gun versus Ghost of Kiev.
Ooh.
According to one much shared post, the Ghost of Kiev has downed 2 Su-35s, 1 Su-27, 1 MiG-29, and 2 Su-25s.
And Uncle, just so you know, you've already beaten Sidekick there in his government hour for calls, so you're already
Yeah, I
ahead.
know that.
Mhm.
I'm working on you next.
Hey, all right, you need you need 2 more.
Coming for you, Chuck.
Yeah, well, don't worry, Chuck.
Need
You
2
won't
more
win.
to catch me. 2 more to catch me, 3 more to beat me. There you go.
What'd you
I
say?
got a question for Uncle when you're ready.
Go
Ready
for it,
for
Jimmy
it.
Uncle,
James.
which
Go ahead.
which rifle do you prefer, the Kalashnikov 47 or the Kalashnikov 74?
Are these the games you talking about? What are we talking about?
Talking about
The
weapons,
game.
I believe.
A weapon?
The game of life. Tell him, Governor.
Oh, the governor's going to give a little tutorial on these items.
Yeah, go ahead, Governor.
He knows about those Kalashnikovs.
Oh.
I believe they're weapons, Uncle.
I think the weapons.
I think so.
I think the first one he mentioned. What was it?
Kalashnikov.
The 47, the
47.
AK-47.
The 47. Gunner's got more
Good.
electric power than
Absolutely.
64.
That's the power.
So that I would say that one.
That's the famous one. That's the one everybody likes to talk about. We know that much.
Because that's got more power into it. It gets the powers to shoot.
Mhm.
And when you get starting to shoot, when they're seriously shooting people,
Mhm.
this is what's happening.
Indeed.
And they're pretty darn dependable.
Oh, talking about that a moment. No, not going into that. Never mind. I thought
There'd
it
be
was
trouble, huh?
It was you guys' episodes.
Oh.
You should have gone into that, but that's
Oh,
your
government hour?
government now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you guys is it.
Yeah,
Few
not funny
and-
enough.
No, not to bringing that up.
Yeah. Fair enough, Uncle.
Fair enough, because it's my.
Well, the weapon you should be worrying about is the Stone Cold Stunner.
Oh no!
That's the bottom line.
You talk. I know you talk about. What about the refreshment? Oh, hit the can. Bam. I'm Scotty K. Austin. Bam. Hold it.
Yeah, what about him? Yeah.
What about him?
We've got, well, I see
What?
Ruck. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but let's hear about it.
Where's that guy?
What?
Is that you?
I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I say
Right
what?
there. Yeah, what? I'm talking about the
the
what?
what?
Hey, the what, man?
The what, hey?
What, hey? I'm talking about your cool drink. Hit on the head. By that cool action.
The nail on the head, as they say. Yeah. So,
Every time you're in the ring, you go crazy with the beer.
yeah. Stone Cold tends
Cold
to do
Steve.
that.
Cold Stove.
Uncle, everybody
Oh,
seems.
that's Cold Stove. Wait a
Everybody-
minute, you were saying no. I'm talking to Cold Stove.
You're talking a Cold Stone Creamery?
Kramer here, telling him about his beer.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're talking about something else.
Cold Stone Creamery, not to be confused with Yogurtland.
Yeah, not with Oakland.
Those are two
correct
different things. But
Yeah.
Uncle, we got a lot of action in the chat.
Or
We've
the
got
beef pizza.
What ended?
Ruckus is there. We've got. It looks like Ray is there. Creative Accidents.
Did you get
Everybody-
your thing fixed that fast? What happened
Well,
here?
everybody made it to the live stream. Everybody realized that we are here, so they showed up. So it's glad to have everybody. This is exciting. And of course, everybody knows they can call in too if they want. 319-527-5016 or the Skype, Charles Ochelli. We're live Friday night as always.
I need to what's his name to board.
They made it,
Oh,
Uncle.
yeah, we can even drink in that brewery with the Macho Man. Yeah,
Oh, the Macho Man. Yeah, the Macho Man is on. Now, what are you doing, Troy? Macho Man? Macho Man.
Indeed.
Well,
I'm
Macho
just
Man.
here loving the Uncle Show, just having a good time by myself, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Oh, yeah, dig it.
Yeah.
hey, how's your girl doing these days, Macho Man?
Oh, poor Elizabeth is unfortunately she's dead. Oh,
She's
no.
dead? She passed away? How long ago?
Well, I think Macho Man himself has passed away, if I'm not
What?
mistaken. I think.
Oh, no.
Don't mean to be a spoil sport about everything, but just saying.
I never heard
Oh,
that.
yeah, I died first, but she died right after, and we're just hanging out in heaven. Oh, yeah.
There's just so much going on a Friday night, Uncle. We've got wrestlers on the line. We've
Wrestlers,
got
that's what
Jimmy
we're-
on the line. We've got lots of stuff happening in the chat room. They're talking about Russia and Ukraine.
Oh,
in
Russia,
the chat room.
Ukraine. That's what I didn't want to get into, but
Well, we
they're
don't have
talking
to.
about.
We don't have to, Uncle, if you don't want to. We can do what you want to do. We're talking about games too, for goodness sake.
Well, we have these games I was into when we were playing, and we had an audience. We had an audience going on Saturday afternoon with them coming in and watching us play. And because the kids got their own games that they let them play. But, sometimes she doesn't let them play.
Yeah, there was some interest in here in the room when we were live streaming, and the kids came in. My wife was in here. Everybody was excited to see the gaming, and then we had the audience on the live stream too. So there was a lot of the games bring people out, Uncle. That's all I can say is people like that. They like those.
We're going to have more of that sometime
I think we might do one tomorrow. I'm hoping to. As long as we have time in the morning to at least stream for a few minutes, we will do it. And I want to make this like a regular thing on Saturday mornings, if we can.
Okay.
So check out the live streams tomorrow morning again.
Try them
We'll
on
try to
again,
do it
and we'll be on them again if
should
you know.
be
So-
there.
And I'm gonna see if I can play this fight machine. But what we're going to do is we'll move up to our next game, since we've been on the last week, to the next game up. What we did? Well,
we'll do some new games. Yeah, we'll do different games for sure. So we played Mario 1, 2, and Mario World. We'll either do Mario 3 tomorrow, or we'll just switch it up and do a whole different one. We got all different games. So we'll play some.
Who is this Rudy Poo?
Like I said,
we could play some wrestling video games, Uncle.
We'll
What
hit
about
them
that?
on it. Let's get some wrestling games for the wrestlers for tonight. That we might be playing them, so they may pop on.
Oh, wait a minute. Nintendo's original wrestling.
Limousine ride.
Yeah. You'll be on there. Rashi Watura.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Who's this?
Yeah, they're all over here just pissing me off. I just finally got back on the on the phone
Who the heck
here.
is-
It's great to
who
hear
the
you,
heck is
Uncle.
this?
It's great to hear everybody. Aaron.
Who the heck is this? I thought it was a wrestler I'm listening to.
This is Spank
Yeah, it was
Kent,
Spank
Uncle.
Kent, but these
Oh.
guys have been taking my phone. I was in the bathroom. I don't know what happened.
I was like talking to those guys. I was talking to the wrestlers. What's happening?
All right, what do you want back, Ventura? He's sitting right here.
Well, we've
Rob's
got
here.
those guys because we're talking about wrestling things that he might be on the show for Saturday.
Well, yeah, I mean, anyway.
We're discussing we're discussing the games for Saturday.
Video games. Love them.
Okay, cool, cool.
And that's what we were talking about. How would he like to be listening to one of their wrestling contests?
Question for Aaron.
Yeah, question.
What is that, Jimmy?
Do you remember that WWF show that they used to have on Saturday mornings, and they would always do 2 matches, and there was always that crew that always lost, the Junkyard Dog, the Brooklyn Brawlers.
Well, yeah. There were those guys, but the jobbers. Yeah, there'd be some guy named like Steve Paul or something
And
like that.
SD Jones and Salvatore Belomo and all the guys that that's a loser.
I'll just speak of Spank Kent now. They changed that in the early '90s when they started going into more TV. There's the beginning of Monday Night Raw around that time. And other things, and they started like overexposing their product to where now they can only have like normal matches that were pay-per-view or before that in the 80s, go to the show and see it yourself. That's what it was. It was like so now every match you see back then would have been a main event match is like. So they had to like keep pushing the limits. And unfortunately, what's happened, recently with wrestling is that they've had too much storyline stuff. I mean, you talk to some of the old guys, and back in the day when I used to watch, and I know Sam Houston, I know Tonga Kid, and I talked to them about it. And the way it was back then, they were more real. They worked out the match. They knew who had to win.
It was like a mystery.
They just orchestrated it much better than these guys.
It was like a mystery. Like you never really knew what the whole deal was with, say, like Iron Mike Sharp.
What is that?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Iron Mike Sharp, perfect.
Like you didn't know the whole story, except he had that that brace on his arm, and it was a big deal. Oh, he's turning around the brace, loading up the boot, and that was it. It was sort of like this guy, we don't know where he really came from. A lot of wrestlers from parts unknown, it was just hilarious. And sometimes there'd be like guys that would show up too, that it was, you knew who it was, but they put on a mask. And, so they just put him in a mask just to call him something else, stuff like that.
Dusty Rhodes did it 1,000 times.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was great back then, though. But the point is like, even Roddy Piper went in like 82 or 83, 84, whenever the Midnight Rider was Dusty Rhodes, and he's like, it's pretty funny. He sounds just like Dusty Rhodes here. He's got the mask on. He looks like Dusty Rhodes. This is years before Piper's Pit. You can find all these old things on YouTube and whatnot. But it's great wrestling compared to today.
Yeah.
And I know they got all the theatrics today and all the pyro today and all that, but they do have good talent, excellent talent,
right.
but they just don't have the flair anymore. I hate to say it, the flair, like Ric Flair, you know.
Well, see, that's what's funny.
They
There's
just
still
don't have the flair anymore like it was back in the day.
But there's still some of that.
I digress.
Yeah, there's still some of that raw stuff out there in wrestling, in certain areas where they still have like the Appalachian wrestling, and all that, where there's those kind of lower level guys that don't have a full storyline, but they come out, they do the act, taunt the crowd. And it still exists.
There's still a lot of independent wrestling organizations out through the United States. In fact, Sam Houston, and I'll try to snag him up again for you if you want, but he's a world champion now in some Ohio wrestling, Pennsylvania or something. I actually got to talk to Sam and catch up with him, but yeah, he's got all that going on. It's pretty cool.
No, that's.
And he's 7 years older than I am. I'm 51.
Yeah, but I don't think you're quite in wrestling shape there, Kent. I mean, Sam
you
can
gotta
still pull
be
it
in
off.
shape with muscles, lift-ups, and push-ups, dude.
I don't think
and
you'd be.
Exercise. Gotta get on that exercise for him if you want to be back into it.
Fishing rod.
Hey, look, I'm not saying
Fishing
you can't
rod,
fight.
That's easy to do. Just throw it in the water and catch fish.
What I'm saying is you got to have respect.
I love my boy Sam, and like I said, I promote him, and he's a world champion.
No, I got you, but I'm
somewhere
just
in a lower organization, and I'll try to get him.
Yeah.
Back talking to us pretty soon.
Sure.
So. Go ahead,
but
Chuck.
the thing is that it's just you got to give a lot of respect to a guy who is at that age and still able to perform, because even if you can fight, it's a different story when you got to go out and do all that stuff. You got to lift guys. You know what I mean? It's something to be said there. So I'm just saying I'm giving my respect to Sam.
Man. I mean, if you go look on Hulu, there's a show called like The Dark Side of the Ring, and it says growing up. There's an episode in like season 2 or 3 that's growing up Grizzly. It's talking about Grizzly Smith. That's his father, but a different mother than Jake the Snakes.
Right.
And all the abuse that went on. Rockin' Robin, that's his sister.
Right.
Rockin' Robin, who was the women's champion back then.
I never knew she had a
There's
sister.
a lot of bad, ugly luggage that was unloaded on that show, but it's the truth. But fortunately, for my friend's sake here, Sam Houston,
fair enough.
Michael Smith.
So
thankfully, he was the youngest brother, and let me finish really quick.
Yeah.
He was the youngest brother, and he never got involved, or he was never exposed to any of that.
Well, fair enough.
Lucky. He was the.
Yeah, no, I got you. Fair enough. I'm just saying, I want to go back to Uncle, because I don't know if Uncle realizes there's all this wrestling out there.
I didn't realize he had a sister.
Yeah, no, listen,
Rockin'
there's a lot to it in the wrestling world. I'm just saying there's all kinds of wrestling you could watch, Uncle, not just the WWE stuff out there. It's just a little harder to get to, and it's not as well funded. It's not, all as flashy. But there's tons of stuff out there, and I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to you pulling out that old Nintendo game, though, the original wrestling, because I used to play that thing for hours. I thought it was hilarious. The
old
old
about
Nintendo
pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Game, or
the pro wrestling game.
Yeah, that was fun. I like that game a lot.
That game was
We're
great.
working on it. Working on to getting to that.
Yeah. No, I'd love to see that. I know you got Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You were talking about doing that.
I played that.
Yeah. But no, I can't wait to see what you guys do with the wrestling game. I'm sure Uncle's anxious to play too. So anyway, there you go.
Oh yeah. Pro wrestling. That game is great. That was one of the first ones I had.
I gotta find out what Twitch is. I'm gonna be punching the guy's head in. Boom, boom. I gotta figure out the buttons. When I do that, they're back there, opponent, whoever it's going to be knocked out. Boom, 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 boom.
Pro wrestling.
Keep pushing this, pushing this button. Bam, bam, boom, boom, boom. You're gonna be knocked out.
Yeah.
Just like Chuck said.
Might have to get pro wrestling. That's a good one.
I might have to work that up. Get that up a little sooner than I expected.
There's a few of the WWF games too, but I don't think any on the Nintendo at least are as good that I can think of as that pro wrestling game actually was. That was a good one. So we'll see. Wow. So many games. We'll see what we play next.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out holds up pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. I love that.
That one.
That's a tough one too. It's a tough game.
I know in Thomas' time, I think Thomas's time when he was really boxing, he was doing good.
Oh yeah,
They
it's a
had
real
to
life
learn to
Tyson,
wreck
yeah.
at Mike Tyson. But when he got to a time span of when he was going to get knocked out on the opponent, it was that time. And it was that time, boom, he beat out.
You know what I never got to play?
On his prime.
You know what I never got to play is after Douglas beat Tyson, they made the Nintendo game Buster Douglas's knockout for like a couple of months. And then, of course, he lost the belt right away. So, so I think that game only lasted a very short time. Everybody remembers Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I'll tell you something else, too. When you go into Sega, when you get into Genesis Land, Evander Holyfield's boxing game was great on the Genesis.
I should really check into this stuff.
Check that one out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Well, check these things out. Give him
That's
some
funny
ideas.
How old
Start
we are
kicking.
talking about all these old games. I remember the Genesis, the first one, and they had a wrestling one where they finally started having some talk, and it was Jerry Lawler and I don't even know if it was Jim Ross. I think it was Vince McMahon then.
Yeah, I think
This is
it might
how
have
old
been.
that is, like 94.
It
It was
could have
when
been
like Lawler first started doing
Could have been,
commentating. So when
yeah.
Bret Hart would walk into the ring, he'd
Oh,
like,
yes, I
I
remember
can't
that.
stand that guy because there's a huge feud early on. People probably don't remember,
Oh.
but with the King Jerry Lawler and Bret Hart, and then
I
when
remember
Shawn
that.
Michaels, he just turned the bad guy. Then he would like love Shawn Michaels, at the time. So this is like 92, 93, 94.
yeah, then they answered. Then
That was
Nintendo.
like breaking.
Yeah, no, I got it. But Nintendo.
I mean, that was so awesome.
Yeah, Nintendo answered all that where they had the video clips and all in between. They answered all that with a wrestling game where you could create your own wrestler, which was a whole other innovation. And that would be fun in and of itself just to watch what kind of wrestler Uncle builds. Like, is he going to use the guy with a mask? Is he going to put makeup on him? I mean, they had a whole array of
eventually,
things.
yeah, I moved on to all that too, and I made some killer. Even in the one I got now on my computer,
See?
like the Outlaws and everything. It's just so awesome the way I created this thing. Y'all would be like,
See, people will
bam.
play.
And like 10 years ago when I did it on Sega not Sega Genesis, but PlayStation 2, the wrestling game they had there.
Yeah, that's
I
another
made
thing.
a show going on, and my nephews and nieces were like, "Wow, this is awesome."
Well, see, but this
my friend
is
came over and said, "This is better than real wrestling."
sure. See, this is the cool thing,
could
Uncle.
be sometimes.
You might actually be able to get some sort of.
I'm a wrestling genius, but go ahead.
Fair enough. You might be able to get some sort of sponsorship, for selling retro games because people are gonna look at some of these older games and probably be like, oh, I remember when I had that, and turn around and go get the emulators and there's certain things you can buy if you want. That allow you to have, like, say, a home station set up or a computer. I'm just saying, somebody might approach you guys on this if you really start getting people involved in, let me go back and get my old video games. I'm just saying. Lots of emulator systems out there and cool stuff. Anyways.
I want to keep doing it. It's a lot of fun.
Well, about
this
20 minutes.
makes it interesting, and it lines up the crack room on Saturday.
Crack room was active. Yeah.
Active. Man, I tell you, it was active. He was just saying, oh, somebody's in the crack room talking about this. Oh, they told us to change the game. Put the new game. Get another game. He kept going back and forth. And we're going back and forth on the games. I know. Somebody's telling him.
Telling you.
Sidekick here.
Totally
He
amazing.
wants to change the team.
Totally amazing watching Uncle as Luigi on there. Anyway, look, you guys got less than 20 minutes
Well, I
left,
wish
believe it
there
or
was
not.
a game that that had my voice on it. I just go back too far.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Well-
I know. Well, the crack room is active right now, Uncle. Creative Accidents is saying a few things. He's saying, "Man, scientific rise of wrestling."
And I know he was. And I know he was listening Saturday.
Yeah, he was there.
He was there.
We had a lot of people,
He
but
was
regulars
there.
that
He was
listened to
listening
this
to that
show
thing.
showed up for that, so that was
Yeah.
cool.
There was
People
quite a
showed
bit
up.
of people.
That was good.
Well, I mean, it was almost having a stand full of callers, except they were watching and listening.
Creative Accents is asking how many people we had Saturday. It's hard to say.
Well, how many did you have?
The numbers on the plays for the actual live stream video were higher than the typical live stream video for the podcast. However, the numbers get crazy. So the video itself got good numbers, and people showed up. People were there live, and a lot of people that are here on Fridays were there too. So and a couple of different people that I didn't know. So it was good. It was good. It was a real Twitch sort of moment there. So we're gonna keep it up. We'll be there for at least a few minutes tomorrow morning, and hopefully,
depending on what time you want to start it.
Yeah,
I'll get him to know what time you want to start it.
Hopefully, hopefully 9 or 10 here our time, Pacific time. I'm hoping for, Uncle. That's what I'd like to do. Yeah. So follow the live stream channels.
Drunk.
Huh?
Oh God, no.
Drink? No, you have to be drinking now. If you're drinking,
I'll be drunk off of.
You can bet your bottom dollar that I'm drinking right now. I'm the spent one. I'm sitting here taking off Friday night to come out here and talk to you guys, and glad I did. It's fun.
Nice, yeah.
Really?
I had all those wrestlers that came with me.
Oh yeah.
Roddy Piper's getting a little anxious, but I'm just gonna keep him.
What do you want to talk to?
Out here.
What Piper want to talk about?
Yeah.
He's always got a problem with people talking about Roddy Piper. Everybody wants to be the hot rod. Huh? Everybody wants to be a big.
Let him up. Put him on.
Everybody wants to be the hot rod. Huh?
Let's
We're
put him.
Winners.
Something to talk about.
I like that
one. Coconut, 2 coconut. You make
right over with the coconut. Coconut straight.
That was a good one. I haven't heard that.
I just got him chilled out. It's all right. I'm back.
Chilled back.
Jesse's getting a little irritated. He wants to say something.
Yeah,
I've got Piper just chilled right now. I know he's very upset, but I've got him. All right, thanks, Jesse. All right, so we're all good over here, Uncle.
Oh,
very good.
I like these guys.
The wrestlers.
These wrestlers.
Is the Piper still alive? I'm just curious.
No, he's not.
Piper's not alive.
He's not alive? What happened to Piper?
It was a couple of years
Randy
ago.
Macho Man Savage is not alive. Elizabeth's not alive.
They're not alive
either? Is there
either?
anyone alive?
Not many.
Well, The Rock and Stone Cold are still alive.
Nature Boy Ric Flair is still
Flair
alive.
is still alive.
Yeah,
This ain't original. I mean, like
Jesse's still alive. The Rock's still alive.
Jesse, the Hulk.
You mean these
Jesse
people
and the
passed
Hulk?
away? How long ago?
A bunch of them.
No, not Jesse. Jesse's still alive.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura's here.
So is Nature Boy Ric Flair. So is Nature Boy Ric Flair still alive.
Yeah, Flair's still alive. It's Macho Man's dead. Piper's dead. Elizabeth is dead.
What happened to her?
Owen Hart's dead, of course. Everybody knows Owen Hart.
Oh, I remember how he died.
What about Python? The Python man.
Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake?
Yeah, that's one of my friend's stepbrothers, or whatever you want to call it. That's Sam Houston's brothers. Jake
Half
the
brother.
Snake.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Jake the Snake Roberts. That's part of the
Dallas Page.
thing I was talking about a few minutes ago about going on there to Hulu if you got it. Or just looking up Dark Side of the Ring and Living in Grizzly's Shadow. It talks about really Jake the Snake more than anybody. You know, his mom died or something. I don't know, the first one. And she was like 13 when he was born. And then Sam's mom and Rockin' Robin's mom were not much older, but it was a couple years later. And Grizzly was a mean, badass MFer, okay? Dude was 7 foot tall. I mean, Sam's 6'4". If I stood next to Sam, and I might really soon, you'll say, oh, that dude's way taller, you know. You would. There's a picture when Sam was young when he stand next to his dad. He looked short. So Grizzly Smith, who's the wrestling family that started Jake the Snake, and Sam Houston and Rockin' Robin.
Oh.
So there you go.
Interesting.
But I'll be.
A lot going on there, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, if you guys saw the show, you'd be like, it's really excellent if you can find a way to watch it if you don't have Hulu or whatever.
I know.
But just Google Dark Side of the Ring and Google Grizzly. Google the Grizzly Smith, because that's Jake the Snake's father and Sam's father. And I'm a good friend of Sam Houston through the internet. I've never met him in real life.
Right.
But if he comes to Florida, I'm taking him out. I'm going to let him go fishing out here in the Indian River.
There you
I'm
go.
going to give him a kayak and say, give him a fishing pole. You know what I mean?
So we got 13 minutes
I don't even
left.
fish.
So we got 13 minutes left, guys, just so you know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was going to say something. I know that there was a Dark Side of the Mat, I think, was a documentary they made over a decade ago now, and it featured The Rock and Mankind. I think Stone Cold was in it, and it was a documentary.
Yeah, they had the A&E biography thing, but there is a new one. It's another Dark Side. I think it's Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, it's a similar title.
Is Sergeant Slaughter among us still?
I think they have one with Sergeant Slaughter, actually.
Yes, talk on Slaughter. I liked him.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I think they might have one. But they have a whole bunch of different things. I think they have one with Scott Hall with his drinking. Man. But the Grizzly Smith one is probably the best of the bunch, because it really gets to a two-generation wrestling family, and a lot of this is almost like Law and Order stuff going on. There's a lot. I can't give it away, but there's a lot of stuff going on where people were missing and dead, maybe, or whatever. And a lot of this stuff came out after Grizzly already passed away. Sam was in jail for 20 years almost.
With all this going on, he was in jail?
Because, all right, after he left the WWE in 1994, all those DUIs that he got, that Grizzly got him off, came back to haunt him, and they put him away for decades. And then there he, almost killed himself. He found God, all this other stuff, but he survived. He's here today, and now he's a world champion of some, lower federation wrestling organizations, not the WWE, obviously. But he was one of the best workers. I mean, in this documentary that I'm talking about, you'll see Jimmy Cornette.
Yeah.
He'll say that Sam was the hardest worker in that whole family. He's by far the best, hardest worker. He was a great wrestler in his day. And today, now at 57, 58, whatever, 7 years on me, I'm 51. My buddy is the world champion of some lower organization wrestling that's smart enough to pay him to carry that load, because he's an absolutely excellent talent. So
he's either 56 or 57.
Yeah, well,
that's it.
50, 57, 58, 50, whatever it is. He's in the later 50s. So about 10 minutes left now, guys, just so you know. And we still have time to take a call if somebody wants to join in. 319-527-5016. And Charles.Ochelli on Skype.
Coming in? Oh, what? Come on, watch what the one caller.
We can certainly take a call. Absolutely.
Take a call.
Every Friday night we can take a call now. We have enough time to.
Call. People should remember the call like I did, because I actually made a joke with Chuck years ago, not years ago, but months ago, with remembering the number 319-527-5016. I actually turned it into a country song, and then a rap song and everything else we were making jokes about. But it was 319-527-5016. Without even
made
going.
A song?
Yeah, in my head. It worked. It worked.
You made a jingle, is what you're saying.
Go on Facebook and look. I already knew the number. 319-527-5016. And you know what? That works in the media today. That works in everything. It's subliminal. But I made it into a song of my own, and the Druid Bard, and remembered it.
You ever notice that about local news, how it has that tempo to it, where it's and it don't matter which one you watch, it's like,
Well, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. They're trained to talk in that particular cadence. It's media training that they have, and that's why they all talk in the same general voice. So yeah, it's all done
And
on
they trained me
purpose.
to be able to do a song on my own to remember Chuck's song. I mean, or his number, to call in, and it was funny because I kept doing it. I think Chuck was getting sick of it, but it's all good. But I mean, I did a rap version. I did it Balkan at one time. I did this number over and over again, like in all kinds of languages and stuff, and just trying to like goof off with Chuck with it. But yeah, I mean, the one that really stuck out was my original 319-527-5016. You know what? There's through that, or liberty, 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 liberty.
Oh yes, there that.
There you
I
go,
remember
guys. That one.
That one. That one crazy. Like with the ostrich though. Oh, with the ostrich, I think him funny.
I'm trying to remember the guy. You made me think of the Genesis Communications Network. Who the heck was that guy's name? Like, hi, he was like the guy who he would come on there. I can't remember his name now, but he was the owner of the Genesis Communications Network. He'd come on there and yell at you about buying gold or something. That just popped in my head. I can't remember that guy's name now. I'm too tired to remember anything. I can't do it. But that goofball who owned the GCN.
All right, Sidekick. When are we gonna get some new orders for the dollar store for a couple of drinks for Fridays?
Well, I've been in there, and they haven't had much new. It's all the same stuff. It's like all that same stuff we've already had. Sometimes they get stuff in a lot, and it's been a while since I've seen anything new. I do stop by there. When they have some new, we'll bring it to the table, and we'll drink it here on a Friday night. It'll be a good time. But it's been a while. I don't know what they're doing. Ted Anderson, yeah. Hi, Ted Anderson here. The Genesis Communication Networks.
Ted Anderson.
You should buy your silver and gold right now. I don't know.
That was him?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's one of those weird memories. We're talking about
that guy really annoys me. I know him. I've talked to him before. I just don't like him.
Okay. Oh, you've talked to Ted Anderson?
You talked to him? Ooh.
I don't know. It's Jesse just getting upset about something. I got the phone back, so it's all good.
Ray is saying that sounds like Mickey Mouse. Yeah, he kind of does. If you
does a little bit
ads,
from the voice that you just said there, Sidekick.
Ted Anderson.
That's like Mickey Mouse with a low voice, so that's all good.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Macho Man agrees. So
you know, Macho Man. Macho Man.
I enjoy taking care of my family. I feel very good about it. That's why I buy gold and silver, and you should too. Buy it from the Genesis Communications Network. I'm Ted Anderson. That is something like that. I don't know.
Some.
I love taking care of my family.
Is you squeezing his nuts? Talking like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Ted Anderson voice. What can I say? It's just the name of the game. It's how you got to do it. Oh, but I'm being reminded by Creative Accents that now is the time for shout-outs. So let's go to, I think we had Jimmy first. So
Jimmy first. We'll go down the line for a shout-out.
Shout-out time, Jimmy. Who you got?
All right. Shout out to Mr. Mouse of the Disney Corporation. Peace. Please don't destroy me, or any of us, please. Have a
Powerful
good weekend,
mouse.
Mr. Mouse.
All right.
Mr. Mouse, please, peace, yes.
All right. Thanks again, Jimmy, for coming on here. We'll talk to you again, man. Take care.
Talk to you again. Next.
Then we've got Spent Kent, man. Who you got for shout-outs today?
Shout-out time.
Yeah, the wrestlers will all say, hey, whatever. Just everybody find the love, man. Find the love. I'm here Friday tonight, but I usually work Friday night, so I'm not around very often. What I am,
but the wrestlers are.
I can call in and talk to you guys. I love you guys and Chuck and everybody else. And so When I'm around, I'm around. If not, I'll start trying to put out some more camping videos and stuff like that. I got a lot of stuff going on. That's cool. So, love you guys and love y'all listening. So, the spent one will be back, but for now,
listen for
that's
this.
the bottom line. Cause spent Kent said so.
Listen
Thank
to
you.
our
Thank you,
videos
Spank
on
Cat.
Saturday,
I'll talk to you
people.
again. Take care. And we'll see you next time. Uncle, do you have any shout outs to give?
Yeah, shout out to the of all the people that are listening and the ones that haven't got a chance to. I want to shout out to you all.
Shout out to the ones who aren't listening.
Yeah.
That's good. There are a lot of people listening on Twitch. We got a ton of people in the chat. So I'll shout out to everybody in the chat there. We've got Ray, we've got Ruckus, we've got Xenon, Creative Accidents.
Who's Xenon?
Am I missing anybody? Lively chat there. So thank you everybody for showing up, for being on the live stream. And yeah, if you're around on Saturday morning tomorrow around 9-10 Pacific, we're hoping to play games.
So try to listen and see us play if you do.
And yeah. And Uncle, this is we're UncleThePodcast.com is the website. We're at Uncle Podcast, Twitter, Instagram. So do check those out. We have the social media. You're gonna want to follow us. We do post to those.
We're posting these games to that.
Yeah, you can actually watch the gaming thing
Watch the
on Twitter.
games on Twitter when we have them set up. So
that's at Uncle Podcast on Twitter.
So if anybody missed anything, we could go back to it tonight if they want.
You could
to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's up to them.
Yeah. So it's a fun show. Yeah, that lively chat. The chat is just popping off there, Uncle. It's very exciting.
Oh, they're finally talking.
Creative Accents is giving a shout out to Ukraine.
Ukraine. Yeah, shout outs to Ukraine.
Yeah.
I want still yet to listen to it. I want to get his talking on the talk. Shout out to Crazy Accidents. I really want to get him talking on this.
One of these days.
One of these days.
He's bound to call in. I'm sure it's going to be exciting. He's saving the date, so to speak, for a good one. So I understand that.
Yeah.
All right. Again, UncleThePodcast.com, at Uncle Podcast, Instagram, Twitter, and check out our live streams on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Uncle, take us home.
There's our show. 200 and whatever section.
256.
256 is done. Bye-bye.